Okay, in this video I'm going to talk to you about removing backgrounds from your letters. So here I've got an example where I've used the real letters rather than found letters, and I've got some really clear kind of backgrounds that I could get rid of. So I'll show you a few different things there. So first of all, I'm going to create a background color just behind all of my letters. So I click on the background layer here. I've selected two colors. I've gone to gradient and I've got linear gradient. So I'll draw a line across. And you can see I've got a background, but what you've then got is the background of each letters. So I'm just going to talk you through a few different processes on how to create something where you cut the letters out, like this example here. We're going to use a few different tools here on how to select different areas of a photo. So I'm going to start with the letter Q. Hold Alt and click on the eye, and only that will then be visible. Everything else is hidden. Click onto the layer, so I'm working on this layer. I can go to Select. I'm going to go to Color Range, and then I'm going to click on the white, so the white of the Q. What I want to do here is I'm going to actually get rid of that. I'm going to keep the purple border around the outside. So I'm going to press OK. You'll notice you get the little dashes around the outside. Make sure I'm on that layer. Press Delete. What you'll notice if I bring the background is you can then see the background through there. Now it's still a bit messy, so you've got the U here sticking in there and the S popping out underneath there. So what I'm going to do is just get rid of those. So Control D to deselect. Use my select tool here. Draw a box so we get rid of that little left corner and press delete. And click off and then draw a box so we get rid of that bit of the Q, a bit of the U next to the Q. Delete. And similarly we're going to try and crop this down or cut this down so we get rid of some of the S. And I'm just using the arrows just to shift that box slightly up. Press delete. And I'm happy with the Q. So bring my background there. Next I'll move on to the U. So we're going to use a slightly different way of selecting with this one. So again I'm going to hold Alt and click on the U layer on the eye and then make sure I've got that highlighted. Instead here I'm going to use one of the select tools. So I'm going to use them. I'll try with the magic wand first. So the magic wand tries to kind of determine what you want. So I'm going to click on the U on the outside. I'm going to try and get rid of this outside of the background. And that's done pretty well. What you may need to change is the tolerance up here. The lower that number, the pickier it is. So if I put in 10 and we try again, what you'll see is it's being picky and it's only picking the top bits which are all one tone. So I raise that up a little bit, go to say 50 and click on the area again. That's a bit better, not quite there. So I'll put it back to 60 and click again. And you see that it's quite closely hugging around the outside of the U there. And then I can just press delete. Put it on the background, bring that back. Pretty happy with that. Bring my Q back as well. Press Control D to deselect. Then I'm going to move on to my O. So I'm going to hold Alt, click on the O so it's just that's highlighted. And then I'm going to have to try a different select tool. So here what I would like to do is I want to keep the black O and the white in the middle, and then I want to get rid of the middle bit. So I'm going to start by using the object selection, see what happens. I draw a box over the top, and as it says at the top, the cross needs to be inside the object you want to highlight. So that's highlighted the whole thing. So I'll draw that box a little bit smaller and see what we get. Right, so that's got that section. I'm going to go slightly bigger, see if we can get just the black O selected. There we go. Right, this time I'm going to keep that area. So instead, I'm going to press Control C, copy it, Control V. So we get a new layer. I'll hide the O behind and then we've got our O there. What I'm going to try and do now is just highlight the middle bit so we can get rid of the middle. So that's taken too much there. So instead, I'll press Control D and we'll try a different tool. So I'm going to go to Quick Selection Tool instead. This is similar to the magic wand. It tries to work out what you want to select. So again, that's selected too much. But what you can do is you can either click up here to subtract from your selection, or you can hold Alt. If I hold Alt on the keyboard, you'll see it moves to that negative. So I'm actually trying to keep the white and this little black ring. So that's close. I'm just going to work my way around. That looks pretty good. I'm going to press Delete so we punch the hole out, bring back the background, and then press Deselect. Pretty happy with that. You could just clean up the edges. There's a little bit of white there, so if I wanted to, I could go onto the eraser tool here and just lightly neaten that up a bit and zoom back out. Bring back my other letters. There we go. Right, next is the T. So we're going to go to T and we're going to press Alt and click on there. I'm going to go back for this one. It's going to be quite simple. Use my color range tool, select color range, click into the white on the T, press OK. Now I'm pretty happy with that. It's selected it well. And then I can go to select inverse because we want to get rid of the background. So it's selected everything apart from that T. I'm going to press delete to make sure I'm on the right layer there. Just take a step back. So always make sure you look at the layers here. So I need to make sure I'm on the T layer. We'll try again. There we go, that's better. Bring back my background. And what you'll notice here is I've got a little bit of white from the other letter that was next to it when I was taking my photo. So again, I can just use the eraser tool, zoom in a little bit and just get rid of those two bits. Brilliant. So then if we bring back our other letters again, no longer need that layer, so I'll get rid of that one, and then we'll just have a look at the E. So again, I'm going to use one of the select tools, the magic wand tool here, click on the E layer, trying to get rid of the background, so I'm going to click on the background. That's done pretty well with a tolerance of 60. Press delete, press deselect, so Control D for deselect, and then again just got that little slither just to get rid of. So go on to the eraser tool and just erase that. So then you've got rid of the backgrounds. You may need to try a mix of some of those different things, so using the select color range tool. If you use color range, you need to make sure you just got that one layer highlighted, everything else hidden down the sides. You can make use of the magic wand tool. Remember to change the tolerance. You can make use of the object selection tool. When you're using that, remember to get the middle cross into the object that you want to try and select. Or you can have a look at using the quick selection tool, remembering that you can change to plus selection or take away from your selection. A quick keyboard shortcut is to hold Alt, and that makes a change between those. Looking forward to your examples. Thanks.